So Bunny Girl Senpai episode 8, man. I love the show, and I really love how it kind of shows how it's different from Snafu. It's the same, kind of setting and all that kind of stuff, right? But Snafu was a show that was strictly about finding yourself. This show is about that as well, but it also has each individual arc dedicated to things that go wrong during adolescence. It's not just about finding yourself and who you are and questioning yourself. This is tackling each individual issue individually, rather than all together like Snafu did. And that's nothing against Snafu. That's not even a knock. That's greatness. Snafu is amazing. But this show, I'm just trying to point out the differences, and I think that's really special. So this episode of Snafu, man, I gotta say, before I really dive in deeper, this is just the beginning of my and Sakura's relationship. Not being able to date, dating is prohibited. That's gonna be something that's gonna have a lot of weight to it. And this is why Bunny Girl Senpai is so amazing. It's showing us a relationship. It's showing us the struggles. It's showing us the character interactions, which that does not happen in other romance series because they don't want to do this shit until the end. And that's something that, once again, separates Snafu from other shows. And I keep saying Snafu, but I mean Bunny Girl Senpai from other shows. Excuse me. So Futaba and Kunimi. I think Kunimi coming out at night, in like the middle of the night, randomly, as soon as he said something's wrong with Futaba, I need you to get over here. And he doesn't know Futaba. He doesn't have a relationship with Futaba. Like he does know Futaba, but like it's more of an acquaintanceship per se, And he just comes. That shows his character. That's what us dudes honestly should aspire to be. Whether they have a girlfriend or not, or not, we should be that humble, down to earth person that's willing to help anyone that we consider at least an acquaintance on good terms or a friend, right? And that's pretty special. And the scene to where she whispers into Kunimi's ear, I think that's kind of obvious that she said that she liked him. And he's like, you should make up with your girlfriends probably because of me or Asagawa, me or Sakura, right? It's one of us two. And he's like, yep, you're right. And I wonder if he's really gonna make up with her. He said he'd talk to her tomorrow, but to me personally, man, I feel as if they may break up still. I think next episode we may be in for a surprise, or 2 episodes down the road we may be into a surprise because she doesn't want to change. She's someone that needs to get over the hump. The relationship seems like it's a high school fling, and it seems as if it's something that maybe she wants more than Kunimi. Maybe Kunimi does want it, but it's something that he won't put up with. Sometimes the people that you want most and the people that are good for you are actually the opposite at the same time. I mean, you don't want the yin and yang. You just want the good. You just want the good out of the yin and yang. You don't want both. You just want one. You just want yin, right? So, I mean, that's something that I find really cool and fascinating about the show, how it's able to dive into depth with that. But moving on to the next thing, I want you to talk about that whole accepting herself thing. That's what really solved this, and that's what this arc was all about. Accepting yourself, be yourself, and be secure. And the issues that Futaba actually showcased of how she developed quicker and all this kind of stuff. And when you're going through adolescence, you got all the hormones coming into play when you're a freshman, sophomore, right, and junior, and just high school in general. And if you see someone that's just way more developed than everyone else, of course you're going to look at her weird. You're going to treat her different. And that's what people do even when we're older. And that's something that's not right to do per se, but it's understandable. I get it. At the end of the day, we all are guilty of this. Do we want the girl that's a 3 out of 10 on the scale, a 4 or 5 out of 10 on the scale, and has a nice personality, or do you want the girl that's at least 7.5, 8, 9, and 10 on our scale in terms of looks? What do we want? We know what we want, and that's natural. It's a it's a double-edged blade. It's something it's good and fine, but then it's also bad because it makes you misjudge a person's character just because of their looks. So, I mean, you got to think about it, and that's some rough stuff, though. So we also do find out that the elude stuff with Futaba is her other personality, and that goes back to the attention thing, and wanting attention is just dangerous in general. It makes you act out in a way you won't do. I've done it. Whenever you break up, I think a lot of us could admit we said some things we wouldn't have. I think we all do some really stupid stuff. I don't even want to repeat some of the stuff we say. I can't live without you. I might as well end it. Stuff like that. Silly stuff like that. We do. Girls do it. Guys do it. It's something that we struggle with. And that's because we don't know ourselves. We don't realize we can be without that person. We have someone that comes into our life and turns it upside down for a little bit, but then we forget that, hey, remember whenever we were by ourselves before them, we were pretty good. We wanted someone there, but we were happy. And not, I'll relate back to what happened. Some of you, my subscribers know, back like 5 months ago, heck, with my relationship, it hits home. I acted just out of character. I acted so out of character. I look at some of the messages of the past, before I deleted them. I was like, wow, Rashad, you come a long way. And I was proud of myself because I grew. And I think Futaba, that's what Futaba's doing now. She's going to be someone else. She's going to be a new Futaba, the same person, but slightly changed because she's finally accepted herself, accepted Kunimi being with the other girl if it stays that way, accepted all these things, and that's cool to see because I can relate to it. I understand it on a deeper level, and maybe this anime is just coming out for the right time within the first like 6 or 7 months of my breakup. So now it's like easier to discuss. And I connect with the characters. I can engage with them better, so on and so forth. And that's pretty cool. I mean, maybe I don't know. This show is an 8.55 on my anime list, which is like, oh, it's such a tough crowd. I mean, they gave Rika just a 7.68 for God's sake. Like, are you kidding me? So this show's impressive. It's special, and I don't know if I like it better than Attack on Titan. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and say the season's better, but and for me, I'm a sucker for realism. I'm a sucker for things I can truly relate to on the most realistic scale possible. Attack on Titan, I have things and characters I can relate to in those situations. I understand them. But if you get a show that's realistic, and that's why Snafu and other shows are so good, if you get a show that's realistic, if you get a show that has very similar events that you've gone through in your life, you're going to connect on the deepest level. I mean, the only other show that makes me connect deeper than some of the Snafu characters, and even this show right now, would be probably ReZero, which is a fantasy world, but you understand the realism of how Subaru's thinking because it's, his issues are connected to his real world before he got transported into the fantasy world, and that's why he's acting like he is in the fantasy world due to what happened in the real world and his lifestyle. So I guess maybe that's why I love that and I hold it so dearly to my heart. And connect so deeply to the characters. But other than that, though, I mean, this show's just good, man. I mean, I look down at my notes and I'm just taken away. I'm just taken away, man, because the writing's good. I mean, splitting Futaba into two different people and entities is good because it allows characterization. It reminds me of Snafu. Snafu has one of the best casts. Its support characters were deep. Deep. Like, they're just as deep as the main characters. Look at Futaba, man. Look at Koga, man. Like, those two characters are deeper than 95% of fucking main characters. That's amazing. That's special. That's why Snafu was good. You had I can't remember the guy's name, the blonde-haired guy, I mean, you had characters like Aroha. Such good characters, man. Such deep and not just one-dimensional characters. You do that with your support characters, you're a good writer. And I see why, Sakurasu no Pet is so good, because it's the same author, fun fact. And this is truly special. This is how a show should portray itself. This is what writing is. I mean, that's why My Hero Academia is good, right? So far, I've heard some things in the manga. Maybe Horikoshi is getting sick, but that's not the main point of this video. And once again, the dialogue, man. In-depth dialogue equals in-depth conversations, in-depth character interactions, which is going to lead to in-depth characters. It's going to lead to characterization. It's going to lead to character development. And all these things get thrown into a pot. And what do you know? It starts with the characters, and with the characters. Doesn't matter if it's One Piece. Doesn't matter if it's Naruto. Doesn't matter if it's Dragon Ball Z. And I guess Dragon Ball Z may be an exception to the rule, I guess. But it doesn't matter. It starts with the characters. Fullmetal Alchemist. I still gotta watch that, but I guarantee it started with the characters. I bet you everyone loves the characters. Everyone loves Winry. Everyone loves Al. You know what I mean? So once again, starts with characters, ends with the characters. Great show. One of the best shows I have seen all year. It is a show that should not be voted down and, put below Attack on Titan and My Hero Academia because of popularity. However popular the show is, I don't know. I know it's popular. I don't know if it's anywhere damn near that scale for anime viewership. I don't know. But it's special. And it's just as special as those two series. And in fact, I may say I like it more than My Hero. I'm not sure about AOT. AOT is better than My Hero this year. And in My Hero, I had to climax. It's just AOT was that good. It was that special. And next arc is probably going to be even better, because everything we've set up for it and everything in between. But this show is not to be overlooked. It is just as good, I would say. Not going to say it's better, but it's just as good. So, as always, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, X25. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys.